other cricket?
I dumped powder on Icky head. Where the other one? I can't see.
The other cricket is over there.
Where?
Look.
Right there?
Yeah, you
Did
got
we get it on there?
Yeah. This is Road Park. Roadhouse.
Such a great job with her. They every day gave her foot bath, which she started to like, I think, near the end of the treatment. And they every day gave her eye.
Oh, yeah. I know that this is it. 'Cause she's back.
Hey y'all, hey, welcome or welcome back to my channel. By now, you've probably seen the shorts where our newest family member, Gecko, Icky Licky, was featured. I think maybe like 2 or 3 shorts at this point. But anyway, I thought I would show as a first time reptile owner, so obviously a first time gecko owner, how I kind of set up the little enclosure I have. And yes, before the experts eat me up, I do know it's a little enclosure. So we will be upgrading as Icky grows, but right now this is working just fine for us. Okay, so I'm putting in this hide that is too big, it's decorative, and it's really substantial and it's good quality. I got this from PetSmart. I want to say I got it from PetSmart, but I got it online. I went inside of PetSmart to get Icky Licky after Camden did state testing. That's my son, my 11-year-old. So we went just kind of on a humbug, but that's me putting Icky in, and I may like interchange sex and say he or she or it or whatever, because you can't really determine the sex until they are more mature. So as I'm doing this voice recording, Icky is 9 weeks. So yeah, we don't know the sex yet. It'll probably be at least another 9 weeks before we do discover if we have a girl or a boy gecko. Now, at the time of this recording, like this is day 1 when we brought Icky home. PetSmart gave us the crickets in this bag, and I was like, "Oh, is that safe? Is this what we do? Is this how?" Anyway, I didn't really know. Though I had done my research and watched things online, I just didn't know that the crickets would come in a bag like that. I have them stored a different way now, but at this point, Icky was just 6 weeks old, so I feel like Icky has grown. You'll see at the end if it's noticeable to you or not, because I see the gecko every day, multiple times a day, so I don't really see it. But knowing that we've gone through 3 shedding processes, I'm pretty sure that means growth. So I believe you'll be able to see through this vlog that I did change the enclosure several times. See a cricket. See, Icky just caught. I didn't even know I caught that on camera. Just caught one. The hunting skills are immaculate. The ones that I got, the crickets, the ones that I got from PetSmart were smaller. Then I ended up ordering some straight from Amazon via Flucker's Farm. I think I'm saying it backwards. Straight from Flucker's Farm via Amazon. And they are larger. It said medium on there, and I feel like I probably should have gone with small. Though Icky has not had any trouble eating them, I do notice that it tends to get full a little bit faster and the poops are larger. So instead of eating like 3 or 4 crickets at a time, Icky is probably eating 2 because they are big, and those 2 are about the same size. Well, I say probably like the same volume. I don't even know if that's the right measurement of math. Anywho, as 4 of the smaller ones, if that makes any sense. Mass, volume, body size, weight. You understand. Something along those lines. So this is me just kind of putting in the things that are needed. Now I know initially what you see is that I don't have a bunch of hides in there because I could not fit a bunch of hides in there. And this is just Icky being out with Camden in his room on the bed. And that is a pad, like an incontinence pad. So that was just like kind of like a precaution just in case. This is on the table, and I mean, the enclosure is on the table in the dining room, and you're just kind of watching Icky do some hunting. I just find it so impressive. It's really cute as well. Oh, and the paper towels, we're using those as substrate because is what was recommended, and also what I saw doing like research. But that was recommended by the people at the pet store. Um, it's just like a more hygienic way, and it's really easy cleanup. So I remove the paper towels uh, daily or every other day. Once I see poop and pee, the pee comes out solid, like white, solid forms, not liquidy. But anywho, I remove those and I do an actual like cleaning of the entire inside with animal safe spray, like a cleaning spray, twice a week. So wiping it down, rinsing it out, drying it, and putting in the new paper towels and everything, and like wiping off some of the things that are decor or what's the word that I'm looking for? Enrichment. Things that basically the gecko can entertain him or herself with. But right now, you see, this is the first shed that I caught on camera. I was just so intrigued. This was so fun for me. Very entertaining. This is sped up by a lot. Um, this whole thing from start to finish took about 3 hours. So, yeah, it's sped up so that you can kind of see it without getting bored. But watching him peel and then like eat it and all of that, I wasn't grossed out by it at all. It was just kind of cool. Now the setup is kind of jank because I wasn't expecting this, so I literally just leaned my phone up against the glass because when it initially started, I was actually eating myself, and then I kind of like walked by and was like, "What?" And here we are. Now, due to a communication error, I was not aware that you are supposed to remove the gecko when you are maintaining the moisture, the humidity inside of the terrarium or tank or enclosure that you have. So, not spraying it while they're in there because it can cause respiratory issues. Luckily, I did figure it out by the end of the week, and I have not been doing that anymore. So, like, when I need to moisten the area, I pull Icky out and use that as time to like have some hands-on time, which I was encouraged to do a minimum of 5 minutes per day just to get Icky used to, you know, human hands not being afraid, which Icky's not afraid at all of our hands, or jumping on me or climbing up my sleeves and all that. And they feel really light. It feels like a spider crawling on your like neck or shoulder, because they're grams, not pounds. So yeah, it's cool. It's fun. It hasn't been too daunting to add Icky to the schedule and normal routine with the children and the bunny and the dog and all of that good stuff. So I would say overall, definitely true that geckos are, well, leopard geckos are a low maintenance pet, and as long as you're caring for them pretty well, I don't think that you'll come across too many issues. Now, we did have a mishap, an issue that terrified me, even though I knew that it was possible. I just didn't expect that it would happen. You'll see that towards the end of the video. I paused because I think I'm going to add a little bit more so you all can see the state of where we're at with it now. So something a little bit more updated. Towards the end, I'm going to add something from this week, which is the last week of April, first week of May. So I'm going to add a little bit of either like some photos or some clips or something just so you can see the progress from beginning to currently. Am I just a dweeb, or do y'all find this interesting? Because I find it so interesting. I really love looking at things and learning things having to do with nature, specifically like pets that I have in my home or I'm interested in having. It's so much to learn. And I strive to be a better parent to the children I birthed, as well as to my pet children. So, well, pet grandchildren, because technically they belong to the children. And so, yeah. So I have a grand bunny and a grand gecko, and I adore them. So I just want to put that out there. But yeah, this was so neat to me, like for real, for real. I just love Icky's tail so much. I just love the way that Icky waves the tail back and forth, and especially like during hunting. I wish I had gotten some better videos to show, like before striking, the way the wave would be almost hypnotic. Is just so like really dope to me. But anywho, it looks like a spider web or something, but that's that skin coming off, and they eat it for the nutrients, which I found very cool. And I've seen plenty of videos about stuck shed, so I was like so nervous. I'm like, please don't let me have a stuck shed incident, at least not out the gate. While Icky is still so tiny, because I'm scared they can lose like body parts like that because of circulation, and we just didn't want those problems. And if you're like, girl, what kind of channel is this? Is this a pet channel? Is this a family channel? Is this a mom channel? Is this an aesthetics channel? Is this a plus size channel? Is it a beauty channel? Is it? Yes. Yes. It's all of those, okay? It's me. I am all those things. So, you will see my pets. Sometimes my children, they don't like to be on camera as much. You will see my life. You will see me cook. You will see me clean. You will see me, hopefully not see me crash out a spiral, but yeah, you will see me living my little life in middle America, okay? All right. Y'all see my camera shaking? It was not focusing for the life of me. Like, it just kept doing this bounce shit. And then it was like, once I sped up the video, it was even more noticeable, but I wasn't going to slow it down and make this an even longer vlog just to get rid of that effect. It low-key is kind of looking like he in the Gecko Club. So it's giving vibes. It's lit. So this is just me doing like a basic clean out. Wasn't too much going on with this tank clean. Very simple, basic, to the point. I did set that light over carefully. They get really hot. I've burned myself like twice. The bulbs get ridiculously hot. Now this right here, I wish I had kept recording because those are crickets inside of there. And when I say we had a catastrophe on our hands, they hopped out and it was like 30 something crickets, 30, 40 something crickets hopping out all over my house, and we had to catch them. Well, I had to. I didn't have any help. No one helped me. But yeah, so this is me just kind of playing with Icky and letting you all see like the vibrant colors that came through after the shed, because when they're like about to shed, they get this ashy gray thing going on. So yeah, look at that color popping. The color pop is unreal. So as y'all can see, I kept rearranging Icky crib. Like I just was like, I don't feel like that's the best utilization of the space and all this and that, because I had gotten new things from Amazon. And I have noticed that this little log thing that is suggested, I've noticed on different videos for all different types of animals. I have noticed that well, I guess it's like a set of logs fused together, like with metal, it's bendable or whatever. Anyway, I've noticed that Icky does enjoy that, climbing through it, through the cracks and crevices and things, and climbing on top of it to bask. So I definitely would recommend that. And I've also seen people use those and like just make it like a kind of like how this little rock formation is right here, like a little arch for different pets to like crawl under. So yeah, I think for the entire set of all the stuff that came with it was like $15, so it was worth it. That includes like these little plants, and there was a like a woven ladder thing for him to climb on, but all that wouldn't fit. And these are just the two containers that the crickets ended up in after they were caught again. Brace yourself. If you're squeamish, skip it. Yes, that is the tip of Icky's tail because of the muscle memory. I did end up taking it out of the tank after doing some reading and figuring out that that's not, yeah, they don't eat that, of course. It doesn't need to stay in there, and eventually it does stop moving. I was so heartbroken, so very sad. Look at that tail. So very sad that that happened. It's a long story, but long story short, Camden was very, very hyper, overstimulated. He tripped while holding Icky, fell backwards. He didn't actually fall. He was playing. He played falls a lot. Anyway, it scared Icky. Icky jumped, and when Icky jumped, also dropped his tail. I don't know if he dropped his tail as he jumped and like hit the floor, or if he dropped his tail because the computer chair like rolled over it or near it. I couldn't really tell because I was trying to grab him up so fast. As the computer chair was like kind of rolling, I'm like, no. So yeah, it could have been worse, but it was still a disaster, and I was very, very upset. And Camden got a lot of trouble just because, yes, accidents happen, but I had been talking to him about being careful, not being careless, and paying attention when it was time to deal with Icky. So that was a lesson learned for both of us because he was just way too overstimulated to be dealing with Icky. Again, I'm new to this, not true to this. This is some warm water that I have Icky in because I was like, oh, this is the way to do the bath. But then I learned that it's better to do that with like a lid so you can contain some of the heat, and also put them over the heating pad. So the next bath that was given was better. I did use antibiotic ointment the first 3 days with the tail detachment. I know that the tails do regenerate over time, and I do think the tail is looking much better than it was when it initially happened. But that also could be that I'm a little bit more used to it now because, like I said, I was just so distraught. So distraught. I'm so dramatic. So what you're seeing here is April 30th, where I took Icky out just so I could spray the humid hide again. I did create a new one. I will try to make sure that I record that and show that again. And what you hear in the background is me watching a vlog. It's Cleosha J that I am currently watching. So, yeah, this is our little updated tale.